Bitcoin has the single most predictable monetary policy in the world. That may sound like a bombastic claim, but if you actually go into the data and you look, it's true. What do I mean? Recently, Jack Mallers was interviewed, and he was talking exactly about this. Bitcoin's monetary policy is programmatic. There aren't any humans that are actually involved in making changes on a short-term or long-term basis. Bitcoin's monetary policy is code, and it simply executes exactly as it was designed. Anyone in the world is able to go in and audit that code and see if it is executing correctly. Here's some of Jack's comments in the recent interview.
So he specifically did point out your gold analogy, and he said that it would be ridiculous to go to a physical store and pay with, physical gold bars. What is your response to that, given the fact that you mentioned that you view Bitcoin as a form of digital gold?
Yeah, so let's look at the history of money for a second. The reason gold was valuable is its ability to travel through time. It's money's ability to travel through time. I could put a gold bar under my mattress, and it didn't matter the rate of inflation that the United States was under, who was at war, whether real estate in Miami was bearish or bullish. Gold carried a sufficient amount of value due to its stock to flow ratio, due to its scarcity, due to its relative hardness. That's the important part. And then fiat currency, fiat notes were traditionally introduced to enhance its ability to travel through space, to make sure that that gold wasn't exchanged for candy at a candy store. And we had gold-backed notes. And together, it created a monetary environment where you could transmit value across space and time.
Yeah.
Now, Bitcoin in its initial form is optimized around the time. I can, for the first time, digitally move $1 million from here to the year 2140. That is a remarkable accomplishment, and it uses proof of work, 10-minute block times, distributed consensus, a distributed network, a fixed supply, a known issuance policy to achieve that. And then things like the Lightning Network can be layered on top of it to enhance its ability to travel through space. And so this is known. It's been relatively known throughout the industry for the last decade. And so comments like spending Bitcoin is akin to spending a gold bar make no sense. Bitcoin encompasses and embodies the ability to travel money through both space and time in the most miraculous, inclusive, open, accessible, innovative way we've ever seen in human history. And so dissuading people from using this innovation is extremely disingenuous and extremely against what humans are about in moving our species forward. I'm so violently against that behavior. And I really hope Sam just has no idea what he's talking about, as opposed to what I think would be a malicious act.
Now, one of the key things that Jack's pointing out here is that a central bank, it has to be independent, but it also has to be reliable. You have to understand what they're going to do in the future. Human-led central banks, they end up actually having lots of volatility. Is the Federal Reserve going to raise interest rates 25, 50, 75 basis points? Will they surprise us with 100 basis points? At what point will they pause interest rate hikes? Are they going to continue with quantitative tightening? Will they return to quantitative easing? Nobody actually knows. But when you have a programmatic monetary policy like Bitcoin, it is the single most reliable monetary policy that is available to anyone in the world. But not only is it the single most reliable monetary policy in the world, it's also the most consistent. And that's a really important point. Bitcoin is the only monetary policy in the world that's done exactly what it said it was going to do for the last 13 years. Every other central bank in the world said they were going to do one thing and eventually changed their mind. They pivoted or they digressed from their strategy. Bitcoin is the signal in all of the noise, and Bitcoin continues to do exactly as it was designed. I think that more and more people over time will find value in a programmatic monetary policy, and Bitcoin will be the big winner there.